Perfect ending.
I couldn't let it. I just couldn't let it go.
It had to happen.
Hi guys, Kris here from Thomann. We have the one and only Robert Baker again on the show.
And are you guys sick of me yet? Because I bet you are. I bet money.
Hey Rob, it's awesome to play with you again.
Yeah, different setting this time though.
Different setting.
Same pentatonics.
Same.
Always.
Same notes.
You can always count on the same pentatonics. So rest assured.
We were talking yesterday, like let's do something together, and like, okay, what are you up to? And we figured, actually it was Rob's idea. Let's talk like rock riffs, you know.
Yeah, it's what makes a rock riff,
and what makes it legendary. You know, what is like, you know, the catchphrase or like this.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just like, you know, the little things about them that are like, oh, I think this is why that riff sticks in everybody's head so much.
Yeah.
So
let's get into it. First of all, just to make, you know, it clear where we are. We're at Guitcon.
What up, Gettin?
We are using two beautiful guitars. This pair is it a McCarty? It's a McCarty 594. Yeah. And 53 Fender Telecaster. And amp-wise, Two Meister Deluxe 20. That's what Rob is playing. And
yep.
I use actually this little beauty, the 120 generator.
I like that the generator's the one, the little.
The little. That's so sweet.
It's just like a little amp of just attitude.
It's awesome. I actually use the Crunch channel. This is the green one.
Yeah.
And a pedal, which is the D&M drive from Keeley Engineering.
Yeah.
Robert Keeley is the most awesome dude ever. And the pedal as well. I mean, it's not an awesome dude, but it's an awesome pedal.
Yeah.
And that's something.
He's an awesome dude. It's an awesome pedal.
That's the point I wanted to make.
It's awesome.
Awesome is awesome. So, let's get into it. What would you say is like the number one, like rule number one?
I think of like rock riffs, of course, is going to be like the tone. It's not like one of those like scooped mid metal tones or anything like that. And even like mine's like a little bit higher gain. What I would maybe normally have for like a rock tone, but it's like crisp. I think that's like if you notice like a lot of the rock riffs, they're always like real bitey tones.
Yeah. The mid range and the presence is like, you know.
Yeah.
Right in your face. It's really recognizable.
Right, and I mean, and it's a guitar, so it's a mid-range instrument. So like, rock riffs are always just like, on the guitar.
So rule number 1: don't scoop your mids.
Yeah.
Because that will not work with like a classic rock, blues rock.
You'll be
style.
buried.
You will not be heard because all the other instruments will be set in a normal scenario to rock, which means the mids will be in the mix, and mids are the frequencies that make make it possible for you to be heard.
Yep.
And if you like a huge sound, like a hi-fi sound, it's really not gonna fit.
Yeah,
so
like
we can say sound.
Yeah, like Angus. I mean, like the Back in Black album, I thought had like a huge never get rid of the mid.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
So that'd be the first one.
Okay.
On to what you think
up
is
to me
next.
now. Rule number 2. Okay. It's gotta be the attitude.
Yeah.
Like, you really have to mean it.
Yeah.
Probably. Like if you start a rock riff and you wanna make it sound legendary, you have to really mean each and every note and chord.
That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, I think a perfect rock riff just sounds mean.
Yeah,
you're just
it's
like it makes you kind of See,
face,
as I call it, the stank face. Yeah. I'm like, as soon as I do that, I'm like, that's a good riff.
It's gotta be a good one. Yeah,
it's a good riff. Yeah, this is gonna be a good
it's
one.
That you really have to work on your yourself. Like you have to trust yourself. Like you're writing something and you find it cool. Believe in yourself and say like, okay. The next day I still find it really cool, and I show it to my buddy, and he's like, "Wow, man, that's awesome!"
Yeah,
and you just believe in yourself, and whenever you show it to someone, or you play, or rehearse or something, you just you really have to mean it.
Yeah, I guess it's playing with confidence, and I think that a lot of that comes with time. Yeah. When you're just you're jamming on something, and it's like if you played it soft, that's cool for like a dynamic, but when you want to.
Exactly. Especially with a rock sound, which is not super high gain, it's just enough gain.
I think
dynamics are still there.
Yeah.
On your guitar and even on mine with the boost on, it's like,
I did the stank face while you were. I was like,
oh, it sounds good. I was like, it sounds. Yeah, so you have dynamics in your setup if you did it, properly for the style.
Yeah.
And this means you will have to dig in.
Yeah. And all right, so
that's kind of a rule number 2.
Yeah. I think rule number 3, and this just applies because so many of my favorite riffs do this. I guess we could call it like the delivery of the note, kind of like what you were just mentioning about attitude, but like bending. Most rock riffs, Heartbreaker, Whole Lotta Love, what's the Van Halen one, Mean Street, like they all have these like either like little subtle bends or like they're like. Big bend, and I'm like, as soon as you hit that, because it's like a bad note that sounds so good, because you're like you bend it out of key almost, and you're like,
actually go from minor to major.
Yeah,
with that, and it's like
Jimmy's the key.
Theoretically, it's like no.
Yeah,
but it sounds,
like the Whole Lotta Love riff. I mean, technically, this note is all. Yeah.
It has to be out of tune, otherwise it's just,
I know.
Too straight and rectangular, and
that's one of the ultimate riffs when I hear someone play it and they don't bend the note. I'm like, no, you have to bend that note. What are you doing? You're hurting me right now. Bend the note out of tune.
Yeah, it's correct. I mean, if it's a bending or like a hammer-on pull-off, whatever what, or just some other techniques like a slide or whatever, it could be. If you ask me any of those, like that's not rock. I mean, that's like somewhere between like really heavy stuff and like chunky rock.
Yeah.
That slide. If you don't play it, if you play it like.
Yeah,
it's like it doesn't work.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, slides are another great point because I think what happens is either like with the bend in the slide, like if it's like a big bend or whatever it is, because technically we like I said we go out of key, and when you're sliding, you're going through a lot of notes that are not in key.
Yeah.
But it gives you this like build up to the
using your tremolo bar.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's a cool thing. Even Life's Been Good. I totally played it wrong, but I went to the A instead of the E. But yeah, I think bending is essential.
Absolutely. All right. Rule number 4. I think I have it. It has to be way simpler than you want it to be.
Always.
All right.
No, yeah.
That must be right. I mean, all the super cool ones, the catchy ones, which are beloved not only because they're like like radio songs or whatever pop songs.
Mm-hmm.
They are like so strong that you don't need too many of those.
Yeah.
If you just select the correct notes, that's it. What you need. You don't need any more to fill it up or make it more flashy or something. It's like, if it works, leave it simple.
There's an interview with Nuno Betancourt, and I mean, of course, I love everything Nuno did. Even like the stuff. He's like when I listen to the songs now, he's like I was overplaying so much in them. He was like, I just wish I would have reeled it in more. I mean, but to me, I'm like, no, it was perfect.
Yeah,
exactly what it is. But that's what he said. Like when he was like when he plays them again live, he's like, it's really overplaying. He's like, I'm always doing something, and he's like, sometimes the riff I think would have been suited better if I just like reeled it in, because even like I Get the Funk Out. I'm gonna play it wrong. It's a busy riff. I mean, it's like a lot going on. He's like, sometimes I just wish I would have reeled it in.
But you know why it works? Because the whole band and his playing is so much about dead notes and percussive stuff. Yeah. That it's like it just fits right in. It's way too busy for some, even for him, Yeah. As he got older, but it's just it's good as it is,
I agree.
It fits,
And it actually leads right into my next tip.
Ooh, nice.
Right into it.
Nice.
And that is, it's got to have groove.
Oh yeah.
Rock stuff always has groove, and I think like a riff like that, like Get the Funk Out, totally wouldn't work if it was like stiff and straight.
Oh yeah.
There's so much swing on his playing. Oh, yeah. What's cool when you add like swing to stuff is like you can play anything. As long as the first note's good and the last note's good, the in between is almost just like there for pure rhythmic purpose.
Sure.
So I think that it has to have groove, because even AC/DC stuff has a very trademark, groove, where it's like makes you like move to it.
Yeah. It's like super straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like you recognize right away that is AC/DC.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So. All right. What else? Let's try to play an example.
Yeah.
Let's improvise a riff. I mean, not like the riff, finish my riff. Thingy. More like, let's first you fool around like a super simple riff in A, nothing fancy.
Sure.
Just to show like something with a slide or a bending, and then the same thing straight.
Okay.
Like how it's not really gonna work.
Yeah.
Just to show the difference.
Okay. So like to me, that's what like groove. But if I was just like, my foot is just kind of going like this, and before it's like, it's a. It instantly has more like swing to it. It's almost like the first one's just like straight up and down with your foot, and the other one's kind of like this like circular kind of like motion.
Exactly. I mean, you hear right away, even though it's pretty much distorted, you hear your pick. I mean, from the speaker, I hear right away this clink, clink.
Yeah.
And this has to be there because otherwise it's just way too wobbly and soft and just.
Yeah, it's like Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's like the way he like hits the strings. You know, if you took one of his riffs and just like did just the notes, it's like, just like it's like where all the attitude is just gone. Like, it's like didn't even recognize. We're like, what? Like, oh yeah.
You can even shuffle and still it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Unless you're like. You have to dig in, because otherwise it's just not rock anymore.
Yeah, and what you just did is, I think, another good like tip. It's not like an essential thing, but like a tip is know how to mute with both your hands.
Oh yeah.
So crucial, because like that little like chicka chicka that's going on in. You know, they really have to have your hands in sync. It's like a different way. It's like sweep picking, your hands have to be in sync.
Yeah.
But also in like rock and rhythmic stuff, your hands have to be in sync.
We could say this is something like a +1.
Yeah.
Because
bonus.
It's like, whatever you play, as soon as you use distortion, you have to use your left hand for multiple purposes. Mm-hmm. First, you have to grab your note and it has to work. And second is like all the rest of your fingers that doesn't do anything has a very serious job, and that is that you can actually do with your right hand this. Still, only the strings will ring, which you want to ring.
Yeah.
And all the others are. And that, you gotta practice it, because it's like it's a +1, but it's like the first rule.
Yeah, it's actually
of anything distorted.
Yeah, really crude. Yeah, that's how you like people always say like, oh, practice clean, and that tip always bothered me.
It's good for technique.
Yeah, it's good for technique, and I'm like, but if you don't practice with distortion, then as soon as they put distortion on, they're like, what's happening? It's like all that. I was like, no, you've got to learn to control the distortion, and that was always a question with beginners. They're like, how are you playing? But like it's not going. It doesn't sound like this. I'm hitting all the strings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just our left and right hand in tune with each other.
And that's of course very important, that you don't sound messy when you play.
Right.
It's just everything tight and controlled, and you hear actually the notes. But I think most importantly, you feel free right away.
Yep.
You really enjoy your playing a lot more as soon as you're not doing this. Because you can like. I don't care which strings I hit.
Yeah.
I hope I get them all, because they're there to hit. But I know, which will actually ring out.
It kind of goes back
my
to
left hand.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the attitude thing that you were talking about, because like as you were playing one way, and then as soon as you all the strings, it was way more attitude to it, and it's
you feel more free. Okay, you have anything left?
I think that's it. I think if you use those, and obviously like practice is always a good tip, but as far as making like a rock riff, that's always essential. And maybe like one that we could have mentioned was like add space. Like the riffs aren't always constant. There's space, and sometimes the best notes are the ones you're not playing. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Well, I guess
we should just
jam
out of here.
Oh yeah.
Outro jam.
Outro jam.
Outro jam.
So let's just say goodbye to these guys. Awesome that you checked our channel. And if you don't want to miss any new stuff coming up, please hit the subscribe button. While you're there, check out Rob's channel, Robert Baker. You'll find him right away. Has very interesting and super awesome sounds, and gear tests, and teaching stuff, and just fun content. If you're a guitar nerd, it's the place to go.
If you want to nerd out.